Hey guys, my name is Deleita and welcome to my channel. If you couldn't already tell from the title above, this video is going to feature my first trip to Mexico. I went to Tulum back in October, which was a few months ago, and I'm finally giving you guys the video for it. I will be as detailed as I possibly can with the information, traveling in COVID and it being the new normal, how the airports are corresponding, how it is when you are in flight. If there is something that you do have a question about, something I wasn't as detailed as I should have been, or just any general questions, leave it below in the comment box and I'll be sure to respond as best as I possibly can. So stay tuned and let's get started. So to start off, I'm gonna give you the flight information. I flew Delta. It was leaving at 6:15 in the morning from Boston Logan Airport. I had done my research ahead of time as far as parking. I did want to park my car just to give myself that convenience, and also I didn't want to risk giving anyone COVID coming back from another country, so I decided to drive myself to the airport. I had to get gas, which delayed me a little bit, and then I also had to find the parking garage. So I looked online and I was gonna park at the economy parking garage. I finally find it. It's closed. There's no way to get in. And I'm like, so where am I supposed to park? So it says to go to central parking. So I actually end up meeting a shuttle driver who was nice enough to show me the way to central parking. I finally get there and there's no entrance and it's telling me I'm going the wrong way. I have to turn here. It was a mess. But I finally found the entrance into central parking, found a parking spot, grabbed my bags, everything that I needed, and I went through the doors. And as soon as you go through the doors, it's the airport and then the check-in. So checking in and security was fairly easy. It didn't take that long. I want to say it took about 20 to 30 minutes. It was, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, so not a lot of people were really there. And it's also COVID, so that helps with, a lot of people not being there as well. After I went through security, my terminal was literally to the left. Sorry. So my terminal was to the left. So I went there. I was hungry. I wasn't sure if they was going to feed me on this flight, especially since there was a connection. So I had some Dunkin' Donuts and then I just waited. Hey guys, so before we get into the video, I do want to let you know of a few tips. Number one, cash. It is always essential when traveling to bring a secure amount of cash with you. It came in handy when my friend and I were on our way to the hotel. Our friends that have already arrived asked if we could get Benadryl, so we asked the shuttle driver if he could take us to a pharmacy so we can buy some things. When we got there, they did have Benadryl. They have pads, tampons, lotion, soap, deodorant, any of your basic toiletry needs that you were to get at a CVS or a Walgreens. Number two, cash definitely came in handy when it came to taking a cab or a taxi because there are no Ubers or Lyfts in Mexico. I will say if you are going to be in Tulum for 3.5 to 4 days, it's probably more worth it to rent a car. Most of the time when we got a taxi or a cab, it was about $15 to $20. And for all of that, we could have just pitched in money to get a rental. The third thing, ladies, leave the wigs at home. Leave the got-to-be glue, leave the spray, leave the Gorilla Glue, the closures, the frontals. It is hot here in Mexico. I wore locks and I had to put my hair up the entire time I was there. The only time my hair was down was during the excursions so I could have my helmet on right. And lastly, number 4, mosquitoes. The mosquitoes here are savages. They are eating you alive. It was like when you go out, like they don't stop biting you and you can't layer yourself in clothing because it's too hot in Tulum. I did bring off bug spray and I sprayed it all over the necessary areas. It didn't work. So if you are going to come to Tulum and you're still going to bring bug spray, I definitely recommend bringing some type of cream or lotion for after relief so you're able to be comfortable for the rest of your trip. So I don't have much footage from being on the plane, but they did seat us from last row to first row, which is good so no one's touching each other, and you only sat in the aisle and window seats. So I finally got out of the airport around 12:30 and met up with my friend. It was just the two of us because a few of our friends had arrived the day before. The price of the transportation was $175 round trip, so it was $87 per person, and it was about an hour and a half to 2 hour ride to the hotel. So now we are making our way to our hotel room to meet our friends. You can see some little pools, the little patio areas and the big windows. These are hotel rooms at Copal. I believe these hotel rooms are only one floor. I only assume that because it seems the hotel layout is pretty much the same wherever you are on the hotel property, but don't hold me to that. If you guys want more information, you can always give the hotel a contact. I do apologize that the rooms are not tidy for the video. I did get there the second day, but I did really want to be able to show you guys the whole suite. If you go up these steps, it leads to the second master bedroom, rooftop, and jacuzzi. So overall, I really did enjoy my experience staying at this hotel. Their service was great. Whenever we needed something, we did have to message them on WhatsApp. So they had a number for the actual hotel service, like if we needed clean towels or clean sheets, or if there was just anything that had to do with the hotel itself. And then there was a separate number for food. So if we wanted room service, we would just text them something from the menu, and then they would bring it up along with the bill. One thing that I did love that the hotel did was made sure there was accessible swimming areas on the first floor and second floor. So if you didn't have a jacuzzi with your hotel room, you were able to go to the first floor, go to the big swimming area, and the second floor, and also have a big swimming area. Because there's nothing worse than trying to go to the pool at your hotel and then it's all filled with people. So now that the remaining 2 people have arrived for the trip, we decided to go on a little adventure. So we rented bikes from the hotel. I'm not exactly sure on the cost. It might have been $10 or $20 for about 2 or 3 hours. And then we wanted to bike ride to the beach, but then we realized the beach was just a bit far to ride the bike, so we decided to go find some tacos instead.
Start right here, between those people right here. Go. That's it. The right place right here. That's the council we already made. When it's nobody here, nobody swimming here, nobody move this water, the calcium they're already inside of the water, they're gonna start to fall slowly, straight down to the floor. Copal in here, and that made the smoke. But that smoke represents something for them. The idea is with that smoke, okay, those people, they remove the bad energy that people have around. And then they clean you inside. They clean you 2 times, outside and inside. How they were inside? Those people right here, the rocks, they put them outside on fire. When the rocks are red, hot, those guys put it back in here. The Mayans people sitting like I just here right now, and those people close this door. So the idea is make the people sweat. Next.
If you guys are going to do excursions, I definitely recommend this company. For the price of just $85, they pick you up from the hotel, bring you the excursion, and from the excursion back home to the hotel. You get to do a 20-minute ATV ride, the underwater caves, rock climbing, and 4 zip lines. And each of these zip lines are 4 different lengths, so it's not the same length each time. And at the end, they feed you.
To the right, amigo.
The second thing I recommend is wearing the proper shoes. I wore my Huaraches, which were not a good idea because they're slippery at the bottom. I ended up slipping on a rock and I twisted my ankle, and it was tender for a while. And in the result of me slipping and twisting my ankle, I had broken my clear necklace pouch that I had for my phone, so that way I would be able to record everything. But that didn't happen, so enjoy some pictures. So this is the clear pouch that I was talking about. I actually bought it from the company that did the excursions. As soon as we arrived, when we were taking care of the payment, they offered to sell it for $8. So after we had come home from our excursions, showered, got fresh, dressed up, we went to dine at Rosa Negra later that evening. And let me tell y'all, the food here, y'all gotta eat the food here. I promise you, you will not regret it. Rosa Negra is a place that you need to eat when you come to Tulum. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to eat there, it's required. My main dish was the steak and lobster, and I really did enjoy that meal. We did order a bunch of appetizers and sides, as you see in the video. The empanadas was probably my favorite part of the meal. No offense to the steak and lobster, but I've had empanadas in the past and I never tasted empanadas like those. So if you go to Rosa Negra, because I'm telling you, you have to go to this restaurant, make sure you get the empanadas. You won't be disappointed. were going to go to Taboo. It's a great club spot that people go to. It also has a beach club. However, we didn't get in, so we decided to go to Makech. It's a great bar, hookah lounge that has great music, a lot of familiar music, and has great drinks, and there's an upstairs as well. So our last day was a little bit delayed. Our first activity was to go to the Pablo Escobar mansion. However, when we got there, we were getting confused by the hostess. She was explaining to us to get in is $50, then it's $110, and then some amount of it goes towards food. And it just seemed like it was really expensive to go in, so we just decided to kick it to another beach. However, if you guys are interested, still, I did have a family member go to Tulum sometime after me, and it is $110. $55 of that goes towards food in case you do want to go. Also, when you are on the beach, be prepared for people to sell you a lot of things. They'll be selling you beach cover-ups, swimsuits, dresses. There are kids selling like these little dream catchers, and there are other people who try to sell you drugs. I cannot tell you how many times I've been asked on the beach if I wanted weed or ecstasy or any type of drug, but it's wild out here.
Cubiertos en uptown. This is the chile habanero with salt and pepper and spicy.
Okay.
The two is spicy.
Okay.
It is? Well, it's okay? Everything is okay? Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy. A Mexican is provecho.
Para allá, para allá.
So now it's time for our departure. Oh my God, it was so sad to leave. But anyways, we ended up taking the shuttle back to Cancun airport at 8:50, and we got there about 10:20. So it did take like a good hour and a half to get there. When you get there and you walk through the doors, there's people who work at the airport and they're directing you on which way to go. Well, first they ask you the airline that you have, and I had said I had Delta. My friend that took the shuttle with me, she had Air Canada, so they directed her to go straight to the actual desk, and I was told to find a kiosk. So I found a kiosk. It wasn't working. I found another kiosk. Delta wasn't even an option to use. And I'm like, I thought kiosk was like for all, if it's going to be in this general area, but I guess not. So I finally printed my ticket after I found a kiosk that worked. I went to wait in line to get checked in. It only took so long because there was a lot of couples in front of me. There was probably like at least 6 or 9 couples. So you got to do each person and they have to check a bag. So that's why it took long. The person at the desk did let me know that I would have to pick up my bag in Atlanta, which was my connection. I was annoyed again, but this way being checked in again in Atlanta changes me from an international to a domestic type of flight. So it's kind of like, in a sense, like I never really traveled to Cancun. So that way, when I fly from Atlanta to Boston, it's seen as a domestic flight. So I don't have to go through customs when I go to Boston. So I guess that was fine. They do give you a link on a piece of paper that you have to fill out. And once you filled it out, it brings you to this pink page on your phone. I'm not sure if that's something they're still doing now, especially if it's a COVID thing or if it's a government thing that they do there, but that's what I had to do. So after I had checked in and I had went up the escalators, I have to show people that are standing at the next door before I go to security this pink page on my phone that they kind of scan and you just walk through. So after you walk through, there are these 2 people in like these white hazmat suits, and I didn't give it much thought until I got behind them and I realized they are looking at this screen. I don't know what type of screen it was, UV, X-ray, I don't know what it's called. All I know is that they can see inside your body. So don't try it, y'all. So earlier in the video, when we did the cenote, the rock climbing, they have some gift shops there, and I got this shot glass. This is considered a shot in Mexico. Like, I'll go to DC and the shot glasses are like this. So this is, I wanted to get this because it said Mexico on it and I thought it was pretty cool. So this is my shot glass. I think I did get another one, but for some reason I have no idea where it is. Next, there's this little sombrero hat. It can be used for jewelry, bracelets, or I guess an ashtray. But I thought it was cute, so I grabbed it. And I got this from Los Cinco Soles. The shot glass I got from the souvenir shop from our activities of ATVs. From Los Cinco Soles, I also got this Cancun jersey. I know I didn't go to Cancun, but I just wanted to get something for me. So I got this. I got my mom one too. I think it was pink. Yeah, I got her a pink one. And then I think I got someone else like a teal Tiffany green color. So I have this for me. And then when you guys saw the beach, so when I went to the beach, pretty much the last day, I got this t-shirt from the beach resort. I can't read this, but this is what it says on the front. And then it says Tulum on the back. I think this was about like $10 US. I'm pretty sure it was, because I don't think I spent a lot for this. I think it was $10. As far as COVID goes for me, I flew back on Monday night, and my test was Tuesday morning, and I had work at 1 later that day. So how it works is I used CVS. You have to go to cvs.com, and up above it should have something that says schedule a COVID test. So I scheduled my test. However, if you do need to take a COVID test and you decide to go through CVS, what will happen is they will only let you book up to 3 days. So I couldn't book my test for Tuesday until Sunday came. So if I had tried to book it Saturday, it wouldn't even give me an option for Tuesday. It would only go up to Monday. So that's how I had to do my test. So I drove to the location to take my test. She gives me the swab to kind of like dig around in there. So I did. I put it back into the container. She lets me know within like 30 minutes, but she doesn't give me an official paper until later. So as far as I knew, I was good to go to work. And I think the pharmacist or the doctor at CVS has to actually print out an official paper stating negative test, because the lady that did the test, she did it outside of CVS. It was in like a little hut outhouse situation. I don't know what those are called, I'm sorry. Yeah, so she was doing the test there. So she said she can send me a picture of what the screen says, just so I have that to show my boss. And then for like official paper notices that my job would need, that would come later in the day. I really did enjoy this trip. It was such a great vacation. I'm so used to going on trips. Like, I've been to San Francisco, I've been to Vegas, I've been to Atlanta, and it's just like I'm always taking trips and I'm never taking like vacations, like things that are necessary to self-care and just relax. And you know, like, we work, we deserve to relax. That's what vacations are for. So that's something I definitely want to be a part of my future travel plans, is mandatory island vacation. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.